It was one of your monthly camping trips, escaping the daily routine, drinking beers and telling jokes. All of a sudden, two terrified hunters come running out of the dock, screaming at you to hide. You hear loud growling noises from the woods behind them. Out of the trees appears the creature, a beast like nothing you've ever seen before, straight out of a horror tale. It catches up with the hunters, and they turn to fight. The strange creatures lie dead. What were those things? They look like demons straight out of a horror film. But it's not over. You hear more growling sounds from the dark woods. More of the menacing creatures come swarming into the clearing. The hunters are surrounded and yell at you to run. You waste no time and do as they say. You climb a small hill that affords a clear view of the nearby town. It is already burning. You can hear the sound of growling and panicked screams carried across the wind. The creatures are everywhere. Going back is not an option. You decide to move away from the town, deeper into the woods. You find a remote clearing where you decide to regroup and try to figure out what just happened.
Oh, hello there, Baron. How are you doing? Well, look on the bright side. It's the weekend. Played some Cataclysm. Interesting. And again, I must replay a mission because I didn't see a small path. Why do all these loot locations suck? Damn random map generation. Okay. I guess that is what it is then. So I've been having a lot of fun with the life and suffering of Sir Bronte. I can't believe Dio tuned in the other day and he was like, not sure if it was a visual novel style game or not. Like he was expecting, I don't know, once we get through the dialogue that suddenly it would turn into like a game. Yeah, people gotta learn to pay attention. So, what did you think of my choices? Obviously, they're not the best choices because... Nothing is good enough for you, Dad! But why, though? For what purpose? Sure. Why not?
Hi.
Hello.
Ahoy.
Ahoy.
Like I said, you should have kicked Grandpa.
Should have kicked him. What?
Yeah.
You mean when I was... What part? I don't remember if you got the option to kick him or not.
You know when he like took your tin soldiers and like threw them in the fire.
Oh, no. Okay, no. I don't think I had the option to kick him. Oh, no,
You did have
unless you meant the one that was the, that gave me the death.
Yeah, it's the one that gives you a death.
Does it actually kill you, or does it just give
Not in
you
the
like
game. In the game, like everybody's like highly religious because actually people can die and the gods just like bring them back from death until that time of actual death comes. But they only do that up to 3 times.
Oh.
That's why I told you to read the like info sites like that. That's something that they would have told you.
So you can do something that would normally get you killed,
Yeah, you die, and
but you
just get resurrected by the gods.
Is it like? Is it actually 3 times, and then the time after that is your last life, or
Yeah,
like
it's
the
that,
third time you're dead?
I think you have 3 minor deaths.
So you get 3 spares, and then the last one you're fucked.
Yeah, there are a couple exceptions. Like if you get by a court, the court can give you a through death. And if you're in the very end game, like dying in the very end game is also an instant death for some reason. I mean, it makes sense, but you know what I mean.
Actually, the I think my favorite part of the game so far was getting into the fist fight with Tommen, or Thomas? Was it Tommen? Thomas?
You mean the Guyara guy? Yeah.
The Smith's kid.
Yeah.
That the youngest brother was fighting with, or that pushed him into the dirt. I mean, honestly, I'd probably react much the same. Like if I actually had to fist fight, you know, because I'm the oldest brother, so it's a bit weird. It's not literally like a 1-to-1 for the game, but if I ever had to be in a point where I had to actually get into a fight with somebody for one of my brothers, and then we ended up in a situation where we were just like, bro, what the fuck is going on here? I'd probably be like looking at him too and be like, what the fuck is going on?
I'm really curious if you will manage to get to become a noble.
I don't know that I'm trying to become a noble.
Like there are 3 main paths in the game, starting after like with the
well,
end
now
of
you're just
adolescence.
spoiling everything, aren't you?
Dude, the game literally told you so, and it's literally just about to happen for you. Or like, I mean, you take forever to do
You
shit,
mean the twins thing? Or are you talking about like the
lots.
sacraments?
Yeah, the sacraments, the lots.
Oh, okay, the lots.
Yeah, like at the end of adolescence, so just about like you're in the middle of adolescence.
I think I just started adolescence, actually.
Or maybe you just started it. But like at the end of adolescence, you get assigned one of the 3 lots. And that's like the 3 game paths. In the game pass you can like become, depending on which. It's really interesting what you can do depending on the situation.
I kind of dumped some personal stuff in that stream when I was talking with Dio about that. But like, literally, the moment when like I fucked up the ceremony, and then grandfather like literally kind of looked at me in a different way. Like that, I know that feeling. I know that.
Fuck the
I know that.
grandpa.
No, I don't like him. I don't like him, but the fact that in that scene he kind of sees you in a different light because of the way you handle yourself.
Oh, you talk about the sacrament. Yeah.
So he kind of realizes that, oh, okay, this kid's got some fucking guts, right? I've got a lot of family who meekly obey the older generations. They literally spent their entire life just begging and groveling because of tradition and Native American bullshit, and like they're miserable people. I honestly kind of, well, he's dead now, but there's an uncle that I kind of want. If I could, you know, use a D&D spell, you know, talk to the dead, I'd bring him back and be like, so, which is better? That I told you and your family to go fuck yourselves, or that your entire legacy basically kept licking your asshole, and now they're all miserable people, or I'm out here trying to earn my own way. Which do you think is better? Something like that.
Okay.
I almost kind of feel like, I don't know, looking back at the dialogue, that maybe that was what he was trying to get out of Winterfall. That's my character's name. Winterfall's father.
I watched the videos.
Okay, well, bro, you gotta remember, sometimes I'm talking to you, and sometimes I'm talking to the, as you put it, nobody out there who is not listening.
Exactly. I'm like, who the fuck are you talking about? Like, if somebody wants to know that shit, you can just watch the fucking video, and that was just released yesterday.
I don't care.
It's not like we talk about something that happened like a decade ago.
I don't care if it was released 100 days ago. It needs context. Our conversation here needs fucking context. I mean, I guess I could say go back and watch the video, but that's lazy. That comes off as kind of an arrogant asshole. Just go back and watch my videos. A lot of people are gonna be like, bro, I'm not gonna go back and watch your fucking video. It's like, even if it's only like an hour, that's like an hour of shit they're gonna have to sift through. And at best, they're gonna need somebody that is actually posting the timestamps in every single one of my videos. And I mean, good God, I cannot imagine the determination of the people that do that for actual big fucking important YouTubers, to find all the different moments. Okay, here's the moment when the jump scare happens, here's the moment when the character, when they die, here's the moment when they respawn, and here's that funny moment where, I don't know, their DoorDash shows up or some other nonsense. I don't know. I'm just doing my own thing.
Nah, but like I said, the game has 3 main paths depending on what lot you get, and each of the paths has 3 sub-paths. Sub-paths. Depending on which side you choose.
I cannot get over how fucking loud this game actually is. So
It's just weird game settings audio, like it's weird in some games. Like, go and
Okay, so
find a copy of...
hang on. Let me finish the thought. So you see how I've got the game settings set here, right? They were at 57% before. They were really loud. Now, if I set these to 100%, and I am not joking, it goes from normal game audio to that fucking scuffed ass bass boost shit that you hear, where it's just like.
Dude,
And
like I want to say,
like
find Knights of Honor, an original copy. Play Knights of Honor, one of the original copies, and your fucking ear will fall off. Like, that's how bad it is. Like, like the fucking intro, especially like the fucking startup intro, is so ridiculously loud. It's like insane. Like, it's completely fucking insane. And I bet there are people out there that had their fucking headsets or speakers broken because they had the settings in the menu on a moderate setting, and then the fucking game started and blasted them away.
changing. How the hell would changing anti-aliasing interrupt streaming? And why are they worried about? Why are they worried about streaming when, like, we were just literally complaining about how bad the audio is? Like, forget the anti-aliasing changes in the middle of the game interrupting streaming. Let's worry about the fact that, you know, if I leave the volume settings on normal, which is 100% for everything, as most typical fucking games, then like, it's gonna be so loud that it's just like, it's just blowing out my eardrums, or it's coming through my speakers as a I don't know if you guys have this over in Euroland, but it's like when those people like drive around in America with really loud stereo systems, but
Dude, you have those assholes everywhere, even in China and Japan.
yeah. And it's like, inside your car you may think that sounds cool, but outside the car all we hear is
Yeah, everybody knows that, and those assholes don't care.
well, because they're assholes. It's the
Yeah,
same.
exactly.
It's the same with people that put on fucking mods on their cars to make them loud. It's like, bro, it doesn't make your car go faster. They're just assholes.
I take it in the South Park way. We should be legally allowed to call them faggot and throw bricks at them. You get what I mean, right?
Cannot endorse. I understand, but I cannot endorse. No, seriously though, yeah, that, like, it's dumb people. What was it? There was something someone was talking about recently, and they were complaining about it. Oh yeah, okay. So, someone that I pretty sure it was someone that I follow on X/Twitter or whatever recently was talking about, like, why language, specifically one phrase, why people use it for everything, right? I think what they were talking about was crash out specifically, and they were like, you know, why is everyone using crash out? You know, when crash out means a specific thing, and we had meltdown before, and I, like, legit in my head when I saw that comment, I wrote a whole fucking 5,000 page too long didn't read in my head. But this conversation here, people are fucking assholes. Fuck those people. That's why. Like, you could go into the details of it, right? You could explain how normies, they latch on to things, they think things are fancy and funny, and hey, look at, you know, like, crash out Oh, what does crash out mean? Well, let me explain what crash out means. It's the specific thing that blah 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 refers to blah blah blah. Oh, so you mean it means you get mad? No, that's not what it means. Okay, I understand. So when someone gets mad, that means they're crashing out, right? That means they're crashing out. No, 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 no. Normie, stop. Listen to me. Okay, I'm listening. It does not mean someone is just very upset, okay? This means a very specific thing. And you could spend hours and hours and hours explaining to people, but at the end of the day, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna run off. They're gonna go into their own stupid little normie circle jerk groups, or Reddit, probably. And they're gonna throw around that word because, hey, it's the hip new cool word, guys. Hey, I learned a new word today, and I think it means that mad. So you know, bro, I went to Burger King and I asked for extra ketchup, but they didn't give me extra ketchup, and I totally crashed out, bro. And this is and this is the type of shit that, you know, that goes through my head when but overall it's like, you're lucky. You are lucky that I resist the urge to just go off on these tangents. You think it's bad trying to rein me in. If I went full unfiltered, just cooking all the time. Two and a half hours. Nice. I love games like this where they allow you to do your little customizations. 'Cause I've managed to, you know, put in a few. What I kind of want to do eventually, I think, unfortunately, the game maxes out the number of custom portraits at 256. But I'd kind of like to build up a collection of custom portraits. All right. Trying to figure out if I wanted to go stop these scouts. Imp, fire imps, minor demons. I think we could probably take them. Let's save and see if we can take them. And before everybody dies. So did you finish Frostpunk 2 yet? I assume
No,
you did.
I bet other shit.
How far did you get?
I'm mid Act 2.
You only made it to Act 2?
To be fair, I discovered the entire map.
Sounds like
unlocked the
excuses
entire
to
map.
me.
I unlocked the entire map, and only then I figured, oh, I have to press this button to get into Act 2.
Only Act 2. Wait, how many weeks in are you? Do you remember?
I mean, I could look it up, but I'm pretty fine. I'm like 4 or 5 years in. Probably more, like 300 weeks. That's like 6 years, yeah.
Yeah, I actually had a moment where I was playing and I was like, damn, this game measures it in weeks. I don't think that. I'm pretty sure the first didn't measure in weeks, right? It was days.
And the first one was this, yeah.
I don't think there's anyone I can add this attack force. Maybe Shin? Let's try this. Hopefully no one dies. I did see a community update recently. So apparently there are mod teams working to add more political factions and different choices and routes into the game, which kind of sounds cool to me. We'll see how that works out. I don't know. I think at a certain point, like, it just becomes too much. So it all comes down to the mod team to know, we don't need 15 communist parties, and one is like, we need 15 slices of lettuce at dinner, and then the other one's like, we need 12 slices of lettuce, and the other one's like, no slices of lettuce, and the other one's like, occasionally 15 slices of lettuce, etc., etc. Now, I will say this. I will go on the record and say this because you've heard me rant about this, but I just want to remind all of the viewers at home who might be listening to this right now or may tune in later. I do not have a problem with modding. What I have a problem with is the way Bethesda runs their bullshit. Same with EA and a lot of other companies, where they use modding as a means to placate people who have wasted, $100 on their shit game that they didn't even bother to finish before releasing.
Dude, Squid, it was not like they did it. It was like their games were always shit, and people just modded them, and I'm like, okay, let them do that, so they're happy. And Bethesda tried multiple times on cracking down on modding, and people were like, yeah, nah, you're fucking retarded.
Yeah, fuck Bethesda. I think we can all agree on that. Fuck Bethesda. But yeah, just for the people at home. That's what I think. Modding is okay, but companies, people making excuses for the game being shit by saying, just mod it, bro, you're not helping the situation. I don't care if you're a furry. Skyrim and Oblivion and every game Bethesda has released ever is shit. Deal with it. And if you can't handle that, I guess we're never going to be friends. And sorry, the door's that way. I'm not going to miss ya.
By the way, I'm playing Sabranza right now. Yeah, it's 4 deaths. You need to completely die.
So you get basically 3 freebies, and then you die.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, a few exceptions, like quad somehow can like exterminate you. And then if you die in the very end, you also get into kill. It says through death as a warning for those things. But that's what is through death.
Hey, we did it. Woo! Shin got a little scratched up. Everyone else appears pretty good. I kind of get the feeling that Sir Bronte, it's kind of like Suzerain, where you can't have what a lot of people would consider the perfect ending. That's,
Oh yeah,
that's
you totally can, but
well, thanks again for ruining it for me.
now you can't really.
Why?
But
Liar, liar. Well, maybe
nah,
maybe
there's
for you, I don't know. You seem to have a different worldview than I do. So
nah, you can't have a perfect ending, whatever that is. You can make things better, but nothing is perfect.
well, I would assume a game called The Suffering would have to revolve around, the so titled character suffering.
Let's put it this way: if you make even a minor fuck up, things can get really fucking dirty. Like it is very likely that you have to make sacrifices. Like it's, for example, Gloria and Nathan, your 2 siblings. Those 2 obviously not liking each other. Like they're not even siblings. They're both your half siblings and they're not related with each other. They absolutely hate each other. And in most cases, you have to drop either of them.
Yeah, I'll probably play. I'll probably play more of that. Definitely. I'm kind of currently on the fence about what is it? Haste. That was what Dio recommended on that last stream. It's meh. Dio recommended it because supposedly it was like Crab Champions, and I kind of get where that feeling comes from. For me, it kind of feels like new Sonic the Hedgehog 3D mechanics, and I never really liked Sonic games when they went 3D. Like, I played Sonic 1 and Sonic 2, and
I did as well.
I was not a fan of the whole, like, look, it's 3D, and you're just kind of zipping along rails and stuff. Never liked that.
Strike your grandfather.
I think the only reason I couldn't attack him was because I had wasted. What was it? I wasted.
No, there's no things you can, like, you can always strike grandfather. That's always an option.
Oh no! Okay, that was. No, I was thinking the other one I
You
wanted. The other one I wanted to do.
rescue your Tin Warriors. That you couldn't do because you had too little determination.
Yeah, yeah. No, it was. Was it determination? I thought it was willpower.
No.
But yeah, I think you're right. I think it was a determination because I wasted my determination on other stuff early game.
Determination you don't waste, that's a skill.
Or yeah, I didn't develop my determination earlier. I think I chose something else.
You chose the observation, the perception skills.
Yeah.
That's a good trait for for admin and priest. Shit.
Also, there's something completely unrelated that I kind of wanted to bring up now that I'm thinking about things. So, Escape the Backrooms Together has recently patched like 8 times because they were trying to figure out how to get their patch done properly. The game patched like a bazillion times in the last day for me.
Yeah.
Guess what didn't happen? It didn't decide I needed 3 times the hard drive space to install the fucking game. They just patched the fucking game. I feel entirely vindicated by complaining about the fact that and you remember this. And if you don't, I'm gonna remind you of this. How fucking bullshit it is nowadays where people are like, we need a full reinstall of the game. Plus 50 megabytes. If you're gonna just force us to reinstall the game, just force us to reinstall the fucking game. What is the extra 500 megabytes for? Farming your goddamn crypto? Nah, I'm just having a laugh, but I thought that was funny. I mean, you're probably right. There are probably legit reasons why a game company can't just do a patch, but there are also.
I mean, you are somewhat right. It's mostly about it being easier. They could obviously patch it, but like I said, it's just like not worth the effort, but like the many updates that they make.
Well, it's probably not worth it for the lazy programmers. You got to remember, a lot of these people are just fucking lazy.
Come on.
Well, okay. Let me take that back. Maybe not necessarily lazy, but they're literally point A to point B type of people, and they don't realize that point A to point B works, but not for everybody, and not in every situation. It's like trying to explain to somebody that, you know, driving your car through a wall may get you into the room on the other side, or maybe you could get out of your car, open the door after unlocking it, go through the door, go through another door, and then you're in the room that you were trying to get into. That type of nonsense. So it's not easier, I guess, simpler for those sorts of people in the way they think, but does not work for the rest of us.
I mean, you could just disable your updates and just do like one like every like 2 months or something.
True. One could do of such a thing. But why would they? I need wool. Why is there no wool? So, are you a fan of Devil May Cry?
To be honest, I never even bothered looking anything of it up.
So no. I wouldn't consider myself a fan of Devil May Cry. I mean, I played the first game on stream. I mean, it was kind of fun at times, but problem is it suffers from old school PS2 camera angles, which really ruined it for me.
Yeah.
I mean, if it were 1997, I'd be like, okay, damn, I need to get better at this game. Now I'm
That
just
game
like,
came out like in 2004.
no, this was remasters of the original 3. I think was the thing I bought.
Yeah, but I talk about like the game came out in 2004, not in the 90s.
Oh, well, fuck. No excuses then, is there?
Like, yeah, like I hate people like, yeah, okay, this game has issues, but they are like, because the game's old. Dude, that game is from like 2008. Like, it's not like that game is from the 90s where they actually had those issues. Like, this game has like issues that fucking like fucking Mario 64 has. Come on. Like, yeah, for Mario 64 to have these issues makes sense. Like, that came in that time. Uh,
Just double checking here. PlayStation 2, you're right. First release. Nope. According to
2002 it is, right?
2001. August 23rd,
2003 was
2001. So
still no 90s game.
it's not a 90s game.
Like I said, if that game really came out in 1997, that would have been an excuse, but that's 5 years after that.
But it really didn't look like a game released after the 2000s though.
That's what I'm saying, that game,
Jesus.
like, that's what I'm saying, like, yeah.
I'm not trying to shit on the game, but that was after 2001? Anyway, so good thing you're not a fan. I'm not a fan. So what do you think about the woke Netflix interpretation of it?
How the fuck should I know? I didn't bother with the original game, really. Let alone with, you know...
Well, let me put it to you this way. The demons are are just misunderstood. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
That should tell you everything.
You know, people complaining about Freerun having actual demons in it. I'm like, yeah, demons are just misunderstood. No, those are fucking demons. Kill them on sight.
It's not even necessarily that. So, I don't know. this kind of thing gets into a weird philosophical argument, right? Because the question becomes, is it better or worse if a thing can understand you as a human and uses that human understanding to prey upon you? Or is it better if that thing has no humanity in it whatsoever, cannot understand you as a human, and at best it is able to mimic you just long enough to kill you? Things like that, right? But what do people online, the eternal Reddit people on X and TikTok and whatever else think? Oh, why don't you feel bad for them? Well, I mean, because there are human fucking beings that behave like this. They're called psychopaths and sociopaths. I am not obligated to feel sorry for those sorts of people. Now, if those people want to get treatment, learn to behave like actual humans, that's different. But until they stop doing the things that they're doing, which are, again, 100% in the wheelhouse, the psychopath and sociopaths, and these are just two examples I can throw off the top of my head. Until they are willing to stop doing those things, I am not going to treat them like you, for example, Baron. I'm assuming that, you're not a psychopath or a sociopath. You're not a demon here trying to, lure me into like killing and eating me or something. But I'm not going to treat some random person that I have no reason to trust. It honestly gets into this weird, deeper wheelhouse of like how people think about different things. What it ultimately comes down to is like certain types of us, we think about friends, family, ourselves, our neighborhoods, our neighbors, and certain other idiots out there are like, but what does a random space rock feel? What if the trees feel bad? Like they legit cannot empathize with normal people's values. They're literally like more worried about like some fucking random ass crab than they are, human fucking beings. Kind of a weird head theory I have going on is a lot of these people get upset because it's kind of like they get paranoid that people might start looking at them the same way that we do look at demons in these totally fictional universes. And this shit right here is why I don't do multi-hour long streams. I'm still having fun, but yeah, the demons and Freyran, whatever you want to call it. They're absolutely evil. They are not humans. They will never be humans. And people that treat them like they're humans are not to be fucking trusted. But yeah, same thing happened with Devil May Cry. It's happened with Free Run. It's happened with everything else. Let's send a rescue squad. Why not? If we can manage this. Ha! Got him! Come on, Shin, come on. Get the thing open. Oh, here we go. Too late. The power of Christ compels you. And my fists. Bitch. Oh, my lord, haste to help me. Did we just beat down a fucking werewolf? Get that thing open, Shin. Abigail? Abby, my beloved. Run! Mission briefing didn't say anything about fucking werewolves. That's some bullshit right there. Occultist. He's good at occultist stuff. We'll take it. Gonna need to change her to... Gonna need to change her profile pic to actually Abby. Let's see. They're good at these things, and that's it. Not doing that right now, so guess we'll put you on research. All right, YouTube. I think a 3-hour stream is long enough for me. I think I'll wrap it up here. If you want to, and you have the access to it, come check out the SquidCoyote. I'll be hanging out there for a little while longer at least. Otherwise, see y'all out there and take her easy. Whatever you do.